Hi mamas! So today I wanted to share with you how I select what level of mini band I would use in any given exercise. So my favorite mini bands, these are the ones that we use in our belly boot camp classes, and I recommend them to my clients. They're called yogi bands. They do not endorse me in any way. I am endorsing them. They're made in Canada. They're high quality. They come in a set of 5 levels. Pretty standard. Most mini band sets are going to come in 4 to 5 levels. So which one should you be using? Some people tend to think there's a little bit of ego involved sometimes when we select our weights or our resistance for our exercises, and we think, oh, I should be able to use the most intense band. That's not really the point of a mini band exercise in most cases. When we're thinking of using a lot of resistance, that's when we want to be doing things like dumbbell, barbell, or body weight work that's really helping us to grow an tolerance to an increased load. So those are things like your deadlifts, your bench presses, your push-ups, your rows. Mini bands, most of the time, I'm generalizing, but most of the time what we're using this for is to help with alignment and activating of muscles that are sometimes not activated well. So you're going to see your mini band exercises if you're hanging out on Instagram or trainers writing something for you. Typically are gonna you're gonna have it around the thigh, maybe around the ankle, and that's causing us to reach our thighs out against the band. So what it's doing is giving me something external to myself that I can imagine pressing out against, which helps me to create that external rotation and that stability in the pelvis so that I do better squats where my knees don't cave in, okay? Or I can work on hip abduction and there's a little bit of resistance, something for me to think about reaching out against. Another place that you might see a mini band used commonly is on the wrists. If you remember that your shoulder joint and your hip joint are really basically the same joint, as we were quadrupeds, we would use it on the wrist sometimes, and that's the same thing, creating that external rotation and stability at the shoulder joint by reaching out against the band. So if you're using the mini band in that typical way, what level should you use? The answer is the lowest level that you require. So I would recommend you start with a great set that has 4 or 5 levels. Choose the lowest level that you can feel your body reaching out against. If you're looking for brute force, we want to be looking to, our weighted exercises like our deadlifts, or we can use cables if we want to work on strength in those abductor muscles. But really for the mini band, think of it as a guide. So if at any point you choose a weight of mini band and that causes your knees to cave in against the resistance, it's too intense. If you cannot maintain that rotation and stability in the shoulder joint and the hip joint, which is what we're normally using it for, so creating that stability here, and you're caving in because the band's pulling you, it's too tight and I would drop down a level. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions.